日本時間2月15日、ドジャースのキャンプは3日目を迎え、大谷翔平選手、山本由伸選手、佐々木朗希選手らがそれぞれ調整を行いました。この日、初めて佐々木朗希選手の球を受けたウィル・スミス捕手は、初めて朗希の球を捕球したが、感心した。いい速球、いいスプリット、スライダーを練習している。ナーバスには見えなかったことも良かった。感心したよ。彼がチームに入って興奮している、と、有望な右腕を絶賛しました。また、練習前にフリードマン編成本部長が取材に応じ、二刀流復活を目指す大谷選手について、彼は未知の領域だ。やっていることが非常にユニークであり、最も才能のある選手だ。彼が流れに乗るまでは答えられないような質問も出てくる。だから常にコミュニケーションを取りながら、物事の成り行きを読んで反応できるようにしていかなければ、と、前例のない挑戦であることを語りました。これらの模様を日本語字幕付きでご紹介します。
Yeah, he looked really good. I think he struck us all out. So he's in a good spot. Yeah, you can tell he put in some work in the off season. Didn't skip a beat, and I know I think he'll have a pretty good year this year. So yeah, he's gonna be good. I expect him to just keep getting better. Obviously, last year was really good, minus a couple starts. Postseason was really good. I see him just continuing that and continue to be really good. Yeah, that was first time catching him. I was impressed. Good heater, good splitter. Let's work on the slider. Definitely didn't seem as nervous, which was good. I was impressed and excited to have him. Yeah, it's gonna be a work in progress. All year, all next year, just fine tuning, developing our relationship. So yeah, you want to get off to a good start. And spring training is the perfect place to do that. Catching bullpens, catching in the games here, figuring out what works to the hitters, how he's making adjustments. Just you want it to get off a good start, and so that's where we're at. It's another year. It's the start of spring training. I feel like as a group we're hungry for more. We want to win more championships, and that's what we're built to do. We enjoyed it. Everyone got to work in the off season. We're back here getting to work, trying to win another one this year.
Yeah, obviously for us, coming down the last couple of weeks and talking to Kike and Kirsch, everything feels right in the world when Kirsch is in Dodger blue. Fortunate to get that done. Kike, the value is obvious, not just what he does on the field, but the impact in the clubhouse. Our mindset right now is we're excited about the guys we have in camp right now. We're not able to ever say we're done. It's just not in our DNA. So we'll continue to do what we do every spring training, but we feel really good about the talent we have under this roof right now. Well, we're going to go through his progression and be able to read and react. It's not something that we're going to set like an arbitrary date and say, okay, now we've got to fit from where we are now to that date. We're just going to let him continue his progression, watch how he's recovering. I'm sure that it will continue to be as good as it's been to this point, and we'll continue to move forward. But what the date's going to kind of fall out of that process as opposed to us having a target date. I mean, it's everything with Shohei. It's uncharted territory. It's as unique as it gets. It's why my contention is that he's the most talented player to really ever play this game. And so now it gets at questions that we can't answer until he's in the flow of it. And it will be constant communication, just making sure that we're all synced up and able to kind of read and react based on how things are going.
Do you plan to let him hit and pitch in the same games this year?
Yeah, for sure.
I think the first thing that stands out is the early arrivals. There's a lot of guys that showed up early, anxious to get to work. Everyone looks great. It's ironic because it was such a shortened winter, but I'm refreshed. I maximized the off season, and I think all the guys feel the same way, kind of given guys showing up early, and which you wouldn't think, but that's just kind of, I think people are just really excited about our ball club. I'm very hopeful that it'll get done. I love being here. I haven't, shied away from that. So I'm confident it's going to get done. And right now being here, I'm just really focused on these guys and pouring into them and just trying to get better and do something really special for this 25 club. But like I said, Jack, I'm very optimistic.
And getting started on MLB's top 100 list was Shohei Ohtani, ranked the top player in baseball Interestingly, ahead of Aaron Judge, who Aaron Judge's description actually says, while Ohtani may be the best all-around player in the game, Judge is undoubtedly the most feared hitter. So it's clear that they are basing this on what they're expecting for 2025, which is the big news. As we know, Shohei Ohtani is back on the mound this year at some point. And, back when Ohtani was on the Angels, I made the point a couple times, it's almost not fair. Like they got to have a different award for Ohtani, because if Ohtani has a good season offensively and a good season on the mound, he's more valuable than any other player in baseball. It just, mathematically speaking, you can't compare. I mean, it took Aaron Judge hitting 62 homers a couple years ago to beat out Ohtani for the MVP award. Most of the time, it's just going to be Ohtani's award to lose. But you know what? I don't mind that now that he's wearing Dodger blue. It really is so unique and such a cool thing that we get to see. And I was just thinking the other night, like, I've watched Ohtani pitch a ton of times. I used to watch a lot of Angel games because Shohei Ohtani was one of my favorite players before he became a Dodger. And I've even seen Ohtani pitch in person. And it's a lot of fun. I've never seen him pitch in Dodger blue other than throwing bullpens. And I am really, really excited for that first game whenever he does get back on the mound and start pitching for the Dodgers and bring this, all this talent that makes him, like, nobody's surprised that Shohei Ohtani is the number one player in baseball. Last year on the top 100, he was ranked 4th. That was because he was recovering from Tommy John. They knew that he wasn't going to pitch in 2024. And turns out he was probably either the first or second best player in baseball last year. So they kind of underrated him to start the season. Going into this year, the sky is the limit for Shohei Ohtani. We talked the other day, he probably won't steal as many bases when he's pitching, but I don't see any reason why he won't hit roughly as well. Like, it's who he is. He's just a great, great hitter. And then the fun part maybe is the rest of the list, because the Dodgers had 3 players in the top 10. They had 9 overall in the top 100. That was the most. There was one team with 7, a few teams with 6. But the Dodgers had the most players in the top 100. I'm going to talk about kind of the down ballot guys in the next segment, but the 3 in the top 8, because you have Mookie Betts at number 5 and Freddie Freeman at number 8. Both of those guys actually dropped a little bit, because last year Mookie went into the season ranked 2nd and Freddie went into the season ranked 5th. It's kind of, so I guess this 2 years in a row that the Dodgers have had, I guess last year they had 3 in the top 5. And look, they won the World Series. Turns out maybe everybody was right that it was a pretty good team. Freddie Freeman is a really interesting one to me because, you read this blurb. Let me read what MLB wrote about it. It said, Freeman had a challenging year, and the challenges went way beyond the field. In early August, his son Max was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, and Freeman had to leave the Dodgers to be with him. Thankfully, doctors told Freeman and his family that Max would make a full recovery. On the field, he continued to produce, if not at the level he has in recent seasons. He finished with an .854 OPS with 22 homers during the regular season, but then he hit one of the most memorable home runs in postseason history in Game 1 of the World Series, a walk-off grand slam that set the tone for a 5-game Dodgers victory. That little caveat in there, if not at the level he has in recent seasons. Like, we would all agree, Freddie Freeman had a down year last year by Freddie Freeman standards. Freddie Freeman's OPS plus last year was 143. Freddie Freeman in a down year was 43% better than the average hitter in Major League Baseball. That's because he's Freddie Freeman. Like, it's ridiculous, the standard that Freddie has set for himself and that he continues to meet. I mean, yeah, the year before there was 163. Yep, it was a worse year for Freddie. He was still one of the best hitting first basemen in baseball, one of the best hitters in baseball. Just absolutely ridiculous what we've come to expect from Freddie Freeman and what we will continue to expect from him